And the Brennick Channel is back, and today we are talking about Lake Oroville. We'll be going out to Tropical Tidbits to check the weather first, to see what's going on. You can see that over the next couple days, it's going to get really wet right around New Year's, and we scoot on, and you can see that this rain kind of fizzles out, and then there's another somewhat of a low pressure, but it never really develops anything, and it moves down here. This moisture just goes down here. You can see that it never really turns into a low. It goes down into Mexico and it dives down, and then you have another system kicking in around January 3rd, and it kicks in, and you can see that this year's just not producing like we were hoping it would. Not a whole lot of precipitation this year so far, and hopefully things will change. But here comes another system as it scoots in. You can see that this one's going to be a little bit wetter as it scoots in, and this is on the 7th, so you're about a week out. You can see it scoots way down south here and kind of forms a small low pressure, but it never really gets titled into a low pressure. It doesn't develop into a massive low by any stretch of the imagination. 1010 isobars, 1008 the lowest you could see, and it scoots up here and it forms into a low here, but 991 millibars. It's pretty powerful, but it's not working with very much moisture here. But there is a low pressure that kicks in here. All Nevada gets wet here, and this possibly could be the 9th. Now, let's not get too worked up about that because it's a long way out. And we continue to scoot on here. You can see a low pressure kicks in here. You have 1,000 millibars there. It's a decent low pressure, not real good. 998 up here, you got 1032, your high pressures over there, and it continues to scoop down, and you can see the low kind of fizzles out over the mountains, as it generally does, and it's down here now, 997 millibars it says, and then a lot of precipitation for Arizona, New Mexico. You can see that kicking up there, and then it starts to form into a low pressure system here, and then it scoots up over through Illinois and Missouri, and it continues to go. This is a long way out, the 11th. Not a whole lot of cold air this year. It's just not much cold air whatsoever. We keep on scooting, and you can see nothing really coming. You got a massive low pressure through the Midwest here, possibly about the middle of January, possibly, and it starts to scoot out, and maybe another storm kicking in here later on the 13th. That's a very long way out, and it's really hard to say if that really will come to pass. Let's go see what this all equals in liquid precipitation. We'll check that out, and we'll check out the snow map as well, see what that possibly could happen. It's just kind of been pretty dry this year, surprisingly. As we roll out to windy.com, we are looking at the 10-day forecast here, and you can see there's going to be some rain, and this is the European model. We were looking at the GFS earlier, and you can see up here by Lake Shasta that they could possibly get quite a bit of precipitation. 2.66, nothing like last year. Last year we were talking about 4, 5, 8 inches possibly at times. Not this year so much. 2.53, we go up to Mount Shasta itself. 2.36, we come down here to Red Bluff. 1.93, we come over here to Caribou. 1.37. We come over here to Paradise. You can see 1.76. Oroville itself, 1.26. Yuba City, hello Steve, 1.16. Grass Valley, 1.75, and you can see up here about 2 inches. I bet you this is snow. What do you want to bet? Yeah, not as much as I would have thought. 11 inches or so coming up here just to the east and to the north of Lake Oroville. Up here, 11.63. We come up to Mount Shasta and see what that equals out to. About 13 inches of precipitation over here by Lake Trinity, 9.4, and that is what we got going on. We'll go look at the snow map next in California and see what's going on there. As we roll out to the snow map, you can see that we are a really long way. We were much better shape last year. We were looking at 29% for the average for this date. Last year, we were pushing almost 100 already. 9% for the April 1st. You want this to be closer to 100 by April 1st. 10%, 31%. 6 and 20, and then overall average for the state with 105 stations reporting 2.4 inches of water equivalents. April 1st average 9%, percentage normal for this state 29%. So we're only pushing pretty close to 10% like in the north, 9%. It's pretty bleak compared to what it was last year at this time. Let's roll out to Lake Trinity next. As we roll out to Lake Trinity, you can see that the current water level is 2,802 2.06 feet. And that was Thursday, December 28, 2023 at 7 p.m. The level is 87.94 feet, below full pool of 2,300. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 0.22 feet over the last 24 hours. The lake is up over the last 7 days 1.42 feet. The lake is up 4.41 feet over the last 14 days. The lake is also up 4.92 feet over the last 30 days, and over the last year, the lake is up 91.61 feet over the last year, so that is crazy. We go out to inflows and outflows. Your current inflows are 2,819. Your current outflows are 0, and we continue to scoot on here, and top of the glory hole is 2,370. In 2021, the level was 2,019.80 feet. Last year, we were sitting at 2,190.45 feet. 2023, the level was 2,282.06 feet. The highest record ever recorded was 2,378.34 feet, and the lowest record was 2,120.20 feet. Dead pool's 2,100 feet, so we were approximately 20.20 feet away from Deadpool whenever this hit, so we got very lucky there that did not happen. And we continue to roll out to percentage of capacity, and we are in the yellow tonight. Percentage of capacity is 51.51%, and we are off to Lake Shasta next. And we roll out to Lake Shasta. You can see that the current water level is 1,010.38 feet, and that was Thursday, December 28, 2023 at 6 p.m. The level is currently 56.62 feet, below full pool of 1,067. Over the last 24 hours, Lake Shasta is up 0.07 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, Lake Shasta is up 0.02 feet. Over the last 14 days, Lake Shasta is up 1.02 feet over the last 14 days. We go over the last 30 days, Lake Shasta is down 0.81 feet. Over the last year, Lake Shasta is up 86.94 feet over the last year. Your inflows are currently 3,612. Your outflows are currently 6,100. And we go out here. Now, I haven't had a chance to see what the records are on these just yet, so I will be getting those soon just for reference. But your full pool level is 1,067. In 2021, we were sitting at 911.51 feet. Last year, we were sitting at 923.42 feet. 2023, the level was 1,010.36 feet, and Deadpool 737.75 feet. We go out to Lake Shasta, and you can see it's in the blue, so percentage of capacity is currently 67.23 feet. Down to Lake Folsom we go to next. As we roll out to Lake Folsom, you can see that the current water level is 412.14 feet. We were higher a couple years ago. We'll talk about that here in a minute. That was on Thursday, December 28, 2023 at 4 p.m. The level is 53.95 feet, below full pool of 466. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 0.04 feet over the last 24 hours. Lake Folsom is up 0.29 feet over the last 7 days. Over the last 14 days, Lake Folsom is up 0.97 feet over the last 14 days. Over the last 30 days, however, Lake Folsom is down 2.77 feet. And we go over the last year, Lake Folsom is up 20.18 feet over the last year, so it's up quite a bit from last year at this point in time. The rain's not as intense, so they're probably not going to release the inflows or the outflows. We'll see what they're not going to release as much outflows, I wouldn't think, but we'll check that out right now as the lake has been gaining. Your current inflows are 1,292, and your outflows are currently 369, so just as predicted, not a whole lot coming out there. And we roll out to your Lake Folsom graph. 466 for the full pool. 2021, 425.52. Last year, we were sitting at 391.91 feet. This year, 412.09. Record high, 467, so a foot, 0.23 feet higher than the record of 466. Record low, 347.56, so we're a long way from that today, so we will continue to roll on out to percentage of capacity next. And we are currently currently in the yellow, and the yellow is 47.65, and down to the final stop tonight, Lake Oroville next. As we roll out to Lake Oroville, you can see that the current water level is 816.85 feet, and that was on Thursday, December 28, 2023 at 8 p.m. The level's 82.92 feet, below full pool of 900. Changes since yesterday. The lake is up 0.23 feet over the last 24 hours. The lake is also up 2.48 over the last 7 days. Lake Oroville is also on the rise over the last 14 days of 5.37 feet over the last 14. We go over the last 30. Lake Oroville is also up 4.79 feet. And over the last year, of course, it's way up. We are up 139.33 feet. Next year at this time, that number will not be as high because the lake was almost full. So it's going to be hard for it to be any higher than that. It could possibly be down 139.33 feet next year. You just never know. And now we are going to your inflows and your outflows, and your current inflows are 6,141 and your current outflows are 3. So they're not releasing much water out of the spillway or down the Hyatt power plant. So we continue to roll on here, and you can see that full pool levels 900. In 2021 we were 707.16, last year 677.75. Of course this year we're at 817.08, 902.57 for the record high, 628.73 back in 17 for the record low. Percentage of capacity currently we're in the blue, so that's good news, and we're sitting at 67.57. This color will change to yellow once it gets to 66.66%, and then this number will make this color turn from blue to yellow, so that's a pretty neat feature. And if it gets anything below 33.33%, this color will change red. Thank you guys for stopping by. I think I got everything ironed out, and we will have more updates more frequently, I hope. I'm still working on the Colorado. It's a big project, but I am making progress. Having a lot of time off lately has helped. Family members are in good spirit. Thank you guys for all the prayers lately. I appreciate it. For people who have been saying prayers for my stepmom who has cancer. She is battling her heart out, and I'll keep you guys posted from time to time. Keep prayers up for her because she's doing really well, and she's in real good spirits, and she's taking chemotherapy. Hopefully it works. Have a safe and happy new year, and I will try to be back in the next day or two for hopefully a Colorado River update. It's been quite a while, so God bless. We'll see you on the next one.